In today's video, we're going to talk about major changes in Marvel Phase 5 and 6. When it comes to release date and the release date schedule, it's no mystery that there's been major reports out recently that Marvel will be focusing more on quality over quantity, and they want to give themselves time to actually make the movies as good as they could be, just like they did in the Infinity Saga. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel DC pop culture based content that we try to deliver on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below. Are you disappointed that Avengers 5 and 6 will most likely shift? Although I've said it for the longest time possible, Avengers Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars will not be releasing in the years that are scheduled at the moment. As we know, we live in a world, the 21st century, where release dates mean absolutely nothing until they're locked in. Also, if you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And if you could check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, that would be fantastic. Right, let's get into this video. So, obviously this information isn't coming from Marvel Studios themselves. It's coming from a Twitter scooper who goes by the name of Great Phase Jason Kane. That's what it says on Twitter. Shift in movie slate. 2025 will now be the Fantastic Four, Armor Wars, likely Spider-Man 4, Shang-Chi 2. Marvel has decided to fast-track another Doctor Strange movie to come before Kang's Dynasty. They want Derrickson to return. He went on to say, wanted to clarify, fast track isn't the right word for what they are potentially doing with Doctor Strange 3. We know Doctor Strange 3 is coming because Clea rocked up at the end of Multiverse of Madness like, yo, you caused some freaking incursions, now we've got to sort them out. So it would make absolutely no logical sense for us to get to Kang's Dynasty before Doctor Strange 3. That made no sense to me when they announced it. They decided to slightly alter plans and start early development movie. Fast track would imply signing everyone onto it right away and have it shoot within a year. Well, let's hope the movie, the plot, and everything is absolute fire. So, it goes on to say, 2026, Doctor Strange 3, Kang's Dynasty, Eternals sequel. They're exploring moving Avatar 4 up to November or delay it back a year to give Secret Wars December instead of pushing it to May 2027. Now, I personally think we are getting Kang's Dynasty in 2026, then Secret Wars in 2027, irrespective of this report. Armor Wars will be a West Coast Avengers movie. Ultron will return. Yo, Warstu put a video out saying Ultron will return. Expected to include Rhodey, Vision, Ironheart, Wonder Man, who has been reported quite frequently to be coming to the MCU, as well as Kate Bishop, and potentially Shang-Chi. 2024 series will be Echo, Wonder Man, Agatha, and Daredevil. 2025 will be where they slow series down a bit to Vision Quest, Moon Knight Angels, and Moon Knight Season 2. They are looking into doing a Camartage set series to tie in with Doctor Strange 3, as more magical users are popping up, and this coincides with the plot information we went over, potentially of the Dark Hold and Wanda's returning, the kind of dark magic, chaos magic sector of the MCU. We know we're getting Agatha Hart, so somewhat I could believe this. Midnight Angels will be the combination of the world's forces trying to invade Wakanda. It will be a spy, action, political thriller focused on Okoye, on a special task strike force and taking out foreign military operations to delay war. Midnight Angels will be a Disney Plus Game of Thrones level series. Expect all major Wakandan players such as M'Baku, Nikita, Shuri, etc., as well as Val to appear. I do find this very interesting. Like I always say, take it with a grain of salt. It comes from Great Phase. Now, there is no mention of a Scarlet Witch movie. Really, bro? Really? Where is the Scarlet Witch movie? There's got to be a Scarlet Witch movie. I do not believe that she got decimated in Multiverse of Madness. There's got to be some connection because she is the prophet. She's supposed to destroy the multiverse. She did not die in Multiverse of Madness. So a lot of this information should not be news to you. Spider-Man 2025, that makes sense because Marvel and Sony have a new sharing arrangement and they're not kind of locked into this. We've got to make a new Spider-Man movie every 2 to 3 years now. There is some leeway because obviously Marvel takes a little bit bigger of a percentage of the movie cut, and they have a really good working relationship when it comes to Spider-Man. So I somewhat do believe the slate change. It's not really much of a change if you ask me. Avengers 5 and 6 were always going to shift back. The backlash from Marvel Phase 4, them pushing out too much fluff material, pushing up too much stuff that isn't really needed at all. Doctor Strange 3 should have already been confirmed by now because Multiverse of Madness created all the incursions allegedly, but you're telling us there's going to be no Doctor Strange 3 on the actual official confirmed revealed slate. This is obviously scooper territory, so take it with a pinch of salt, but they're not going to bring Charlene's in to play Cleo and then be like, yo, you've caused an incursion, and have them peace out and looks like they go to potentially the dark dimension. And then we not actually get a Doctor Strange 3 movie till after Secret Wars. I do believe that Doctor Strange 3 will be coming well before Secret Wars for sure. Fantastic Four pushing back. This all makes sense. They haven't even casted the Fantastic Four. Now, I know a lot of people expect the Fantastic Four to show up in a movie called Antman 3 that comes out next month. I don't really understand why people have come to that narrative. It literally makes no sense. They've not even casted the cast yet. Doctor Strange 3 could be called anything. Dark Dimension of Insanity. The Dark Dimension. We know clear Doctor Strange went to what looked like the same kind of backdrop, the same kind of setting that we've seen in Doctor Strange 1, where we've seen Dormammu when Doctor Strange trapped him in a time loop, I believe it was. I'm freestyling this, there's no notes. So Doctor Strange 3 makes massive sense. I don't know what you can be thinking. There's no X-Men movie. That's because based on the most recent reports, they can use all the current X-Men from the Fox universe. So as far as we understand from reports out there, they will be using all the current Fox X-Men between Kang's Dynasty, potentially, and Avengers Secret Wars. And we're not actually going to be seeing the X-Men properly. Yeah, I get it. Miss Marvel's technically a mutant. I get it. No More is technically a mutant. I get it. Warstu's a freaking mutant. But in terms of new mutants, new castings, this is not going to happen till Phase 7, which is obviously after Phase 5 and 6. And we're probably not going to get Black Panther 3 till Phase 7 as well. Yeah, I get it. Shuri's been talking about it and a bunch of people. It's unofficially confirmed that, sure, we will be getting Black Panther 3. That goes without freaking saying. So it is cool that they are delaying things. I think it's a good thing. It gives them more breathing room to build quality over quantity. Marvel was always good for quality during Infinity War, Endgame. And there was a year or so in between them two movies. Now, Phase 4 got a lot of backlash, and people start to hate on me when I say this, but most of Phase 4, there was no quality there. It was quantity. Now, don't get me wrong. Loki, very good show. Wanda, very good show. Multiverse of Madness, very good movie. But for me, Phase 4 really did miss because there's no emotional attachment. You don't care for the characters. Now, this is probably why they will push Avengers 5 and 6 back, so they can work on you actually caring for the characters. This will result in better box office numbers because people don't care at the moment for these new characters, so they have to keep sliding all these new characters into multiple other movies like Shang-Chi, like The Eternals, like Kate Bishop. A bunch of characters need to be pushed into a lot of different movies in order for the audience to care. At the moment, no one cares. After Ant-Man 3, people will care. Spoiler warning, Ant-Man does not die. Please stop saying that. He does not die, not even close. Marketing in that trailer, very, very clever. So I'm actually happy that they're delaying it. It gives us more time to build up the anticipation. It gives them more time to lock people into contracts so they can appear in Secret Wars, Dynasty, if they like. And overall, the quality of Avengers 5 and 6 will be much better. They missed with a few movies during Phase 4. They cannot miss when it comes to a Avengers level movie. That has to bang. People have to go see it. That is Marvel. That is Disney's biggest property. The Avengers. Obviously, it's the characters, but it needs to do well. So they need to build up the storyline. They need to build up the plot, which they will be doing via Ant-Man 3, via the Marvels. You'll be getting to see Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel even more. And yes, we will be getting the second season of Miss Marvel. That's pretty much unofficially confirmed, pretty much unofficially out there. So like always, guys, I don't generally do Slate videos because I don't particularly like doing them, but it's kind of interesting that they are delaying Avengers 5 and 6. I'm pretty sure that will be confirmed. They're just not going to say it until it's set in stone. But during what happened over the last few years in the world, most movies shift, video games shift back, generally don't come forward, they generally shift backwards. So nothing is set in stone, but if they want the quality, they've got to push these movies back and have Doctor Strange 3, another Spider-Man in between the Avengers movies because it makes sense. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.